What's up everyone, this is Spooky, back with another Zenless Zone Zero guide. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite agents, Caesar King, who is an S-rank defense agent that has a hybrid role, doing good days, shielding your team, increasing your damage to enemies by 25%, and adding a 1000 attack buff to your point character. Caesar is available to pull during the second half of ZZZ Patch 2.0, and this guide will help you decide if she is right for your teams, especially you newcomers to Zenless Zone Zero 2.0 and Xbox players. This guide will help you build her and utilize her to the fullest with advice on her skill kit, drive discs, W engines, and combat examples. Caesar's core passive skill provides a special shield called Radiant Aegis whenever she does either of her EX specials as well as chain attack or ultimate. It will last for up to 60 seconds and shields 1400% of your impact plus 1400 damage. At max, this can shield close to 4300 damage, and while the barrier is active, you will also gain 1000 attack. The shield will absorb any damage the enemy does, and if the last hit does more than remaining shield value, it will still all be prevented. Her additional ability, Battle Spirit, increases the damage enemies take by 25% whenever you execute a perfect block, defensive assist, charge basic attack, or her retaliation special skills. The combination of these two skills together makes her an excellent buffer while protecting your team and providing good days to the enemy. Now, before I get into Caesar's attacks and equipment, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by LD Shop, the makers of LD Player. LDShop.gg lets you save up to 29% on Zenless Zone Zero monochromes, internet membership, and other shop goods. It's a safe and reliable way to top up at a discount. You don't need to give any personal information, just your server and game ID. You can also receive your first top-up double bonus and purchase unique packages as they become available in the shop. Here's an example of me using LD Shop to grab 3 months of internet membership. After putting in my server and user ID, I can quickly complete my purchase. Within 1 minute, the 900 monochromes, 300 for each month, were delivered to my account, and you can see on my calendar that 90 additional days of daily rewards were delivered. If you use the link in the description and comments of this video, you can receive additional discounts such as a 50% off coupon, which lets you save up to $50 on top of the low prices. Also, if you spend over $80, you can become a part of their VIP system, which gives free internet membership. Alright everyone, let's get into Caesar King's attacks and combos. First off is her basic attack. This series is really unimpressive, being both slow, low damage, and not providing very much days. You should really only use this when you're trying to gain meter or just tag her to someone else. Her charge basic, on the other hand, is one of the most interesting moves in the game. It will cost you 1 assist point, but will shred the defense of all enemies for 30 seconds thanks to her additional ability. This 25% shred is not a bad way to open fights against bosses, especially since her defensive assist only costs 1 point even on heavy attacks. Her dodge and dodge counter is nothing special, just a quick attack with some okay days. Fine to use when Caesar's on point, but not really worth going out of your way for. But notably, she does have this second little special dodge after her regular dodge, which is pretty good for creating space or working your way around the enemy, although not something that's useful all of the time. Alright, now we're getting into the meat of Caesar King's kit. Caesar's defensive assist has a few special properties. As a specialized assist, this move will always cost 1 assist point, even against heavy attacks which normally cost 2. You'll still get the Daze bonus as well for parrying heavy attacks. When using Caesar's assist follow-up, you can go into her EX Overpowered Shield Bash. When you use your EX this way, it will only cost 20 energy, and you'll get a 20% Daze boost on top of that. This makes this skill the crust of her potential stun, and when combining this with the discounted assist point cost, you can quickly stun enemies while providing buffs to your team. This setup is one of the best reasons to play Caesar, so abuse it constantly. This also lets you leave Caesar off field, ready to come in and refresh your buffs at any time. Now let's get into her unique special attacks. Her standard special on its own is not that spectacular, doing pretty low daze. However, it has a lot of tricks behind it. After performing this attack, if you wait without moving, Caesar will hold out her shield in a special stance. If you block an enemy attack during this animation, you can press special to get a special follow-up or her EX Overpowered shield bash, costing only 20 energy while getting the benefits of the Radiant Aegis. In addition, you can time your shield bash against the enemy for a perfect block effect. Do this correctly and she will automatically follow up, doing some nice daze to the enemy. Caesar's EX special attack allows some similar tricks. First off, it will automatically provide your Radiant Aegis buffs just by engaging it. If you wait while she's holding out the shield, you can block some attacks and get her stance switch 20% daze boost. Just like her regular special, you can press EX after blocking an attack for the Overpowered shield bash follow-up. This move is also notable for being excellent at interrupting some of the enemy's heavy attacks, so it's not bad to use to knock them out of some of their more annoying attacks. Follow up with special again to get your Overpowered shield bash follow-up. Normally, the total move costs 60 energy, 40 for the first part and 20 for the second. But if you time your first EX special with the enemy's attack, you can get a perfect block effect. This will give you a free Overpowered shield bash follow-up, discounting the entire move to only 40 energy while doing massive stun thanks to the stance switch bonus. You can also time the second EX with the enemy's attack. This will instantly refund the 20 energy you spent on the follow-up. Master these techniques to do the most days possible while being frugal with the amount of energy you spend. You can keep Caesar's Radiant Aegis up perpetually on the rest of the team with these techniques. Caesar's chain attack is nothing special, but okay to mix in because it will refresh your Radiant Aegis. Might as well use it when it's available. Her ultimate is similar to her chain attack as far as usage. Good for refreshing your Radiant Aegis, so you might as well mix it in when it is available. It does decent daze too, so it can help you work towards a stun. Now that you understand Caesar King's skills and techniques, let's get into some teams. This is one of the best parts about Caesar, as she slots into so many squads, both free-to-play and event agent heavy ones. One of my favorite F2P squads with her is Caesar, Soldier 11, and Lucy. This team is highly capable of any content and really shines against fire weak enemies. Caesar helps bring out the most in Soldier 11's kit, providing buffs and protecting her well. Those of you that are new to Zenless Zone Zero might have your eye on this Caesar, Yishuan, and Pan Yinhu team. Now, although Zhu Fufu is a much better choice of teammate for Yishuan, Zhu Fufu sometimes can be needed elsewhere, especially during shield defense and deadly assault, and Caesar can take up the mantle well here, providing some good buffs to Yishuan while protecting her as well. This also works well together with Miyabi. You can create the team of Caesar, Sokaku, and Miyabi, and allow Caesar to pass those great attack buffs over to Miyabi, complementing her damage. Now you might have noticed there's a little bit of a pattern here, which is that you can create a lot of teams that involve Caesar, a damage dealer, as well as an assist of some kind to keep that damage dealer going and start that rotation of constant quick assists. But I'd like to point out that you can also create some very nice anomaly and disorder teams as well with Caesar. One of my personal favorites is this Caesar, Bernice, and Jane Doe squad. Not only can it deliver quick disorders back to back, but Caesar's buffs will help complement their damage, especially Jane Doe, who doesn't really benefit from crit rate or crit damage, but rather benefits the most from raw attack as well as the attack buffs, which Caesar is perfect at providing for the team. Alright, next up, let's talk about my skill upgrade recommendations. Focus on her core skill, special attack, and defensive assist first, as these are the main daze attacks Caesar will be delivering. You want her to do as much daze as possible to fulfill her hybrid role. There is really no rush on the rest of her attacks, so just upgrade them when you feel like it, although upgrading her basic and ultimate will also increase the daze they deliver. Let's talk about W engines and drive discs for her builds. Unfortunately, as a defense agent, she has a big weakness in the W engine department. Tusker Fury is her best engine by a long shot, giving her an 18% damage buff, 12% Daze buff, and making her shields 30% bigger, adding to her buff capabilities. This engine is also good to lend to Panyan, who, by the way, if you do happen to pull for it. I guess I can recommend Original Transmorpher as a free-to-play, but just put any engine on her you like if you don't have her signature. Here are my drive disc recommendations for Caesar. 4-piece Proto Punk will usually be your best choice, giving a 15% damage buff whenever you perfect assist, as well as making your shields bigger. Both these buffs are great for Caesar's playstyle. If someone else on the team is not already using Astral Voice, you can consider this set as well. Keep in mind you'll have to quick assist often to get the 24% damage buff out of the set, and Caesar on her own does not provide quick assists. If you're playing Caesar together with Jane Doe or Piper, you can also consider 4-piece Freedom Blues as a way to buff those characters' anomaly buildup, although this is usually a niche choice. Most of the time, leaving her in 4-piece Proto Punk will make it easy to switch Caesar between your various teams. For the 2-piece, consider Shockstar Disco or King of the Summit, as these will up her Daze capabilities. You can also try 2-piece Proto Punk for bigger shields if you don't have the 4-piece. Unfortunately, Caesar is a defense agent, not a stun agent, so you can't take advantage of the 4-piece King of the Summit for its crit damage buffs. Now as for disc drive stats, Caesar's damage is not really the heart of her kit, so for disc 4, just give her crit rate or anomaly efficiency if you will play her on an anomaly team. On disc 5, any damage stat really will do. For disc 6, you should target impact specifically, as this will give you bigger shields as well as make you stun the enemy faster. Now usually, Caesar is great at Mindscape 0, so I recommend going for a W engine instead of Mindscapes. But if you like Caesar enough to pull extra copies, Mindscape 1 will add 15% defense shred while Radiant Aegis is active. Mindscape 2 is the best stopping point. It will make her Radiant Aegis provide a 1500 attack buff instead of the usual 1000. Honestly, I don't really think you need Mindscapes for this character at all, but I definitely do not recommend going past Mindscape 2. Now for the big question, should you pull for Caesar King during Zenless Zone Zero 2.0? Well, as someone who has this agent, I can tell you she has contributed so much during the life of my account. Her team flexibility makes it so I can slot her anywhere during Deadly Assault. She also has high utility in the battle tower, helping prevent damage and working together with the Vakabu's healing to help you reach high floors. However, Caesar doesn't really excel when compared to Ashta Yao, who provides similar buffs while enabling quick assist for your teams. I can't really say she is ever the bar none best teammate for any squad, just a flexible teammate who works with almost anyone. In addition, Fufu, who is also on the current banner, can provide massive buffs while being the best current teammate for Yishuan, an agent who's already proving to have Miyabi levels of power. Now, Fufu doesn't really protect the squad the way that Caesar does, but she does have lots of team flexibility for attack agents. In a perfect world, it would be nice to have both agents for your teams. However, as a newcomer, Xbox player, or free-to-play, it's likely you can only choose one. Choose Fufu if you're looking for a stun agent or you want the best teammate for Yishuan. Choose Caesar if you're looking for a flexible agent for your shield defense, Deadly Assault, and Lost Void teams. It's such a tough choice, as I could never imagine living without Caesar, but you should make the best choice for your account based on what you need for your teams. Caesar King is one of my favorite agents, and I love using her defensive style to protect my teams. I hope this guide will help you decide if she is right for you, or help you improve your builds and your Caesar gameplay if you're already using her. Follow the channel if you're new, and let me know if there are any guides you'd like to see for Zenless Zone Zero. Have a beautiful day, everyone.